Hello, welcome to the well. Show myself here. For my goodness, we're almost through with October 23rd, 2023. I can't even believe it. And here on the East Coast, it's so beautiful. The foliage, the fall is here. It's just been lovely. So I got back yesterday. So as we tune into the energy of the fall here at the well, we're going to tune into the energy of letting go. Yeah, so let's just take a moment first to pause. Find something in your life you're grateful for. Anchor in that gratitude. I am grateful for the fall. I love this time of year. The foliage is beautiful. And as you release your breath, release the previous week, settle into the now of this Monday, and let's tune into the reading.
Okay, so yeah, in the spirit of fall, I pulled the spirit guardian of autumn. And this is letting go. It's a time of transitioning into a new season. We've been in that for a month, but we're continuing that energy. If we can tune into a space within us where it feels stuck, where it feels overburdened, where it feels like there's too much energy and focus being put on that area. If this is a physical situation in your world, within a interpersonal relationship or a work situation or like that, or if this is an energy that's within you that has played its course, it's run its time, and it's time to let go, but it's not always that easy. Maybe there's something within you that feels disconnected from others, and you realize that part of that is something you created, some kind of a barrier you've created, right? So to the energy is to stop clinging to that, stop the clinging energy altogether, and allow for a release of some of this so that we can shift and move into a new phase and really a higher vibrational energy. And then I pulled Miser, and this is exactly that clinging energy, how she grips on to her jewels and doesn't want to let go, doesn't want to share it, doesn't want to give of herself, to the point where we talked before, that wall is being built. It's just going up and up and up, and it's at her heart space now. She has time, right? We always have time, but she's just on the brink of being able to release some of that and let it relax and create connection, right? In one way or the other, either with your own being, connection with yourself deeper, or with others in your world. Then I pulled, after the Miser, I pulled bring love into the situation. And, obvious, this is releasing that energy and letting that heart space open up so that we can lead with it and lead with the love going forward. Another fall image I got is the maple spirit, and that's the spirit of generosity, giving without expectation of anything in return. That creates a flow right there, right? Releasing from that energy and going ahead and being present for others, right? Being able to give of yourself without needing anything back. That's a beautiful energy that creates more of that in your life. The maple tree is very solid and can kind of live in several various climates and survive okay. Very strong vibration there. And of course, like we said before too, you can tap into its trunk and receive the sweet sap. So there's a lot to receive here. And this is the energy you want to take on. And it's also another fall color image. So it's a reminder that this time now that we're in is a perfect time. There's a lot of pain everywhere, right? You can look out, you can look on the news, you can look, down the block, you can, go out and you can even look within and find there's pain underlying a lot of people's experiences. And that does not have to drive the life you create. That the pain is there, and in order to sort of offset it, we bring love, and we give of ourselves, and we give of our heart to help alleviate the pain from within us and also for others. So that giving spirit is what we're talking about. Leading to our next card, which is joy. Right now, this one feels lighter. This feels like we started with this sort of denser, how am I going to move forward, clinging energy. And we've called attention to it and allowed ourselves the opportunity to release some of it and then give of ourselves to others. And now there's a lightness of being here now. There's sort of unbridled happiness that's also always there, right? Alongside the pain, it's also always there. So which do you want to focus? Which one do you feel, right, creates more energy, creates more flow, right? Gives the gust of wind under your wings, like the hummingbird can take off flying. You know, the hummingbird can fly backwards. It's playful in its journey, and it has fun in its journey. And this is, you know, not that you could be completely oblivious to the pain and just kind of go, oh, everything's joyful, but, you know, acknowledge that there's joy as well. And I think that helps us to create flow, which is the next card, going with the flow. And we know this, you know, move with the energy, not try to go against it. Don't swim upstream. Don't try to jump ahead. Just be with what is, and instilling a little bit of love and joy into your moments, right, creates more flow. And then we got the energy is gaining momentum. So now we're in it. Now we're swooping. Remember, we said it felt lighter from here. Now we're in it. Now this is like, yeah, this is the direction I'm going to go in. I know there were things I was clinging to. I'm willing to release, you know, some of it and then move forward with joy. And then the last card of this spread I pulled is miracles. And this is the promise, you know, that hope, that hopefulness that the universe provides, right? The rainbow after a storm, like who would have thought, right? But we all get to witness that after the darkest of times and the most thunderous, you know, energy. And then we get to witness this. And that's the promise. That's the, you know, the hope that's created, you know, on a journey like this of release and moving into the flow of love.
We'll see it in the second part of the reading when we get there, but I just realized the connection between the first part of this reading, the rainbow waterfall, that kind of the miracles that come, you know, kind of following, and then the next reading kind of moves us through a storm, which we'll get to. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's another point of that we'll get to that you just pointed out to me that I can't wait to share as well.
So fun. Yeah. So I just want to invite everyone to pause here and just take a moment to think about where in your life have you moved through a storm? You know, where in your life have you, maybe by choice or not, let go of something that you might have been clinging to? Where in your life have you brought love to a situation where maybe there wasn't love otherwise, or love was just simply needed? You just brought that generously, you brought it joyfully, or you just brought it how you brought it, right? And just the flow that it allowed for, the healing that it allowed for. And just take a moment and just feel into your own heart. Use your breath to bring in momentum, a flow, and just take a moment to appreciate, where in your life have you created a miracle? And just acknowledge that miracle. Offer up gratitude. And just start to feel into, wherever you are in your journey right now, what intention would bring your journey, would bring you forward in your journey? What intention would bring you forward in your journey? And what are you starting to see from the reading this week so far? So let's move into the next part of it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so Maria talked about the where have we moved through a storm, And the first part of the second half, I got unstick the stuck. So that is sort of like, maybe you're in the aftermath of a storm and you feel stuck in the mud. It's like, yeah, I don't know what now. I have no idea what now. Right. Maybe part of this release that you created kind of created a little bit of muck, right? Because we don't just get to release energies and be without them. There's a process, right? We have to transform, right? And so unstick the stuck is the first one.
I love that.
And then, like I mentioned in the group, sometimes even if we recognize an area that needs to be released and we don't, because sometimes we don't want to, we want to stay comfortable, even if it's misery. We don't want change. We're afraid of what might come. We, don't know what to expect. So we cling still. And sometimes if it's an element of your life that needs to go and you're not willing or able in the moment to do so, sometimes the universe does it for you. And that's where we get the thunderbolt. And sometimes you are this thunderbolt. Sometimes you're like, you know what, I've had enough. No more of that energy. And you shed it and it goes away. This is kind of the vibration of things falling apart. But also, if you think of it, like even with fire, the destruction creates space afterwards, right? From which to grow, from which to continue on. And so sometimes, things get a little hairy and the universe comes in and says, hey, wait a minute, you're not hearing me with all these little hints that you need to let this stuff go. So I'll put some kind of experience in your path that will do so for you. Then, like I said, after that's over, we might be in a little bit of muck, right? I got fog. After we had a big release, it's not just instant clarity all the time, right? It's almost like you have layers and layers of mud on your skin. Maybe you've been out, rolling in it or riding on your dirt bike, and it doesn't always come off with the first wash, right? Sometimes it takes a little scrubbing. Sometimes it's like, let it dry so I can brush it off, right? This is your energy. It's packed on into you. And sometimes even after a shedding and a clearing, we're not seeing clearly. It's a little confusing. We might be a little muddled. I don't know where to go next. I don't really know what to do with this now. I do feel the release, but now what? Right? And that's where you bring in your mental clarity. That's where you bring in your mind and your focus. And I got meditate and focus together. And this is where you begin to create, right? You've shed the energy, you're sitting in this unknown, and now you begin to create, because there's a clearing. Even if it doesn't feel clear, you've cleared space, right? So now you focus. Now this could be a whole long process. This could not just be one meditation session or one setting an intention, session, but practice to continue the forward motion, because that stuckness we released from, we got unstuck. Now we get to move forward, and the more clarity we can do that with, the better. Then I got lightning, and this is that little charge. This is after the time, however long it took for you, of clearing and focusing and getting your next intention lined up. Then it's time to take action. And now you get to, even if it's just one step toward that newness, you get to put that into place. So all of this, and this can all be repeated, right? Identify a stuck area, release it, or let the universe release it for us. Not quite sure where to go. Be present, be in the moment, create clarity, and then take action. Over and over, you can do that. And that's what positive change is. That's when we get to leave behind the weight of the old, the unused, the energy that doesn't serve you, and move forward toward whatever it is you want to create. And then the final card, and this is where that alignment from the last spread comes, is the outsider. Now we know this card. This is the little figure that wants to go toward that miracle.
Rainbow again.
On the other side, right? Another miracle. This card was on top of this one in the spread. So I love how the positioning just kind of is a double whammy for us. It's there. Whatever that miracle is you're seeking, it's right there. And it's up to you to put together the energy, the plan, the right vibration in order to move toward it. Right. So I love that. I love that alignment.
I do too, so much. And when you said that, the right vibration for us to put that alignment together, I thought of Neville Goddard's work, The Feeling is the Secret. Neville Goddard talks about how we have to align our feeling and our vibration with the miraculous field. That's why we're always talking about how important focus is. And I just made that connection in the reading today about meditation focus coming in and aligning vibrationally with the miraculous field. That's how we create these miracles. Yeah.
Perfect.
And yeah, Neville Goddard, The Feeling is a Secret. It's a great book. So let's pause and just be again with this beautiful reading. There's so much in it. Ooh, just presence into what in your own experience right now are you being called to release, let go naturally, organically at this time of the year, of fall. Just allow yourself to use your breath to support. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let it go. Let it go energetically. And then set the intention for whatever you want to bring focus to this week. Offer it up for divine alignment. And thank you so much. Have a beautiful week.